Hello guys. So here in this section we are going to discuss about the gross anatomy of radial nerve. So the radial nerve is the chief nerve of the upper limb along with two other nerves which are ulnar and the median nerve. So the radial nerve innervates almost all the muscle of the posterior compartment of the arm and the forearm. Both of these are extensor compartment of upper limb. So the radial nerve as well as the axillary nerve originates from the posterior cord of the brachial plexus, exactly behind the third part of the axillary artery. So here its origin is from the posterior cord of the brachial plexus from the ventral rami of C5 to T1. So here you can see C5, C6, C7, C8 and T1. So these are the origins of the radial nerve. So now let's discuss about the course and branches. So after the origin, that is from the posterior cord of the brachial plexus, it goes from the anterior to posterior through a triangular interval which is bounded by the teres major superiorly, long head of the triceps medially and the lateral head of triceps laterally. So here you can see in this picture. So it winds around the posterior aspect of humerus in the spinal groove, which means in the spinal groove we have the radial nerve. So here you can see. So then it leaves the spinal groove. Then the nerve finally emerges at the anterior aspect of the lateral epicondyle of the humerus where it gives off a branch to the brachioradialis muscle. It also gives a branch to the anconeus muscle. Here it also gives branch to the muscle extensor carpi radialis longus. Remember one point here. Extensor carpi radialis longus is supplied by direct branch of radial nerve. Then it enters the radial tunnel. It's sometimes also called as supinator arch. There it gives branch to supinator muscle. So once it enters the supinator muscle, it officially becomes the posterior introitious nerve. So here you can see that the radial nerve is giving a branch to the supinator muscle. Then it descends the posterior compartment of forearm to supply almost all the muscle of the wrist extensor. Let's see what are they. Extensor carpi radialis brevis, extensor carpi ulnaris, extensor digitorum, extensor indicis and extensor digiti minimi. It also innervates extensor pollicis longus and extensor pollicis brevis. So these are the muscles here we have given. So after supplying all of this muscle, it finally ends as pseudoganglion. Now let's talk about the applied anatomy. So here the radial nerve is vulnerable to the injury in its entire course, starting from the origin to the termination. The injury may be at the level of axilla or the arm or the forearm or sometimes at the wrist. So let's talk few points regarding the clinical aspect of the radial nerve injury. First is about the injury of the radial nerve in the axilla. We generally call it as the Saturday night palsy or crutch palsy or honeymoon palsy. It is vulnerable to the compression kindness of injury. This all happens because of the compression of radial nerve. So in Saturday night palsy, alcohol is sometimes a factor as person fall asleep with the back of their arm compressed by a chair back, bar edge, etc. So there will be a compression in the axillary part. So because of that, this type of clinical aspects occurs. Next one, wrist drop. Wrist drop is due to the paralysis or the weakness of the hand and fingers extensors, that is mainly because of the decreased grip strength, and the patient cannot extend their hand at the wrist joint. So here you can see the figure. So here the patient's hand is paralyzed. It is mainly because of the decreased grip strength and the patient cannot extend the hand at the wrist joint. And the third one is radial tunnel syndrome. It may be causing due to a chronic compression within the radial tunnel. There will be a lateral elbow pain without the symptom of nerve palsy. So here you can see the picture, radial tunnel syndrome. It may be due to the chronic compression within the radial tunnel. There will be a lateral elbow pain without the symptoms of nerve palsy. They will not show any symptoms for this. So let's see the overall view. In the axillary part, it is giving the branches to triceps, long head, medial head and lateral head, anconeus, brachialis, brachioradialis, extensor carpi radialis longus and the elbow joint. And in the arm part, it is giving the branches to extensor carpi radialis brevis, supinator muscle, extensor digitorum, extensor digiti minimi, extensor carpi ulnaris, abductor pollicis longus, extensor pollicis longus, extensor pollicis brevis, extensor indicis. So here you can see. So overall we discussed about the clinical scenarios. By this we completed the radial nerve, its origin, cause and its branches and the clinical anatomy. Thank you.